I don't know why you mean the quality is so bad on YouTube. I think probably at the beginning it will be a lower resolution version, but it will keep processing it until probably take another few minutes. Yeah, it will get a high resolution one. It just didn't load. So can you play it, Mandy? Can you play it on your local computer, right? If you can just share your screen and we can just watch it on your computer. So it doesn't have to be because you cannot send a video file over email because that's too big. The Google Gmail wouldn't allow you to do so. So your only option will be either upload. What? Oh, link. Yeah, for the link, you can just send it to email or just post it in the chat window, just like Aviva did. So can you send us the link so I can play it? Usually on your mobile device, there will be
There's usually like a 3 dots, and then from there you can click on like share or something, and you can like copy a link, I think.
Yeah.
But let me check real quick.
On the YouTube, there will be a share button below your videos. So have you sent it? Okay, all right. Maybe let me just continue the class while Monday will prepare her video. Okay, from now on, we're going to learn to design a website, okay? So before doing that, we need to understand how a website works, or in other words, from the user's point, how do you browse a website? So normally when we are browsing a website, we have to have a web browser, right? Either on your phone or on the computer, you need to open a Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge or Safari, whatever, okay, all the web browsers. And in the web browser, you need to enter an address, right? You need to enter like a google.com or something. So that's just the address. So first, we need to understand what is a web address. So web address in the formal terminology is called URL, which is a uniform resource locator. Okay, so this URL usually has the following parts. The first part usually we see is HTTP, but this part nowadays the browser is going to hide it. So you're not going to see that anymore. But in the old time, they always have those parts. So this is the part we call it like a protocols. Okay, for example, this is the Amazon. So this is like Amazon, but it didn't say the HTTP part. But when you click on the address part, you can see here that it says HTTP or HTTPS. And then the second part is this www. Okay, so this part doesn't have to be www, but most of the time it is. But this part is called subdomain. it basically can be anything, okay? So this is called subdomain. And the main domain name is this, okay, second from the last. So this part, they're all separated by a dot. So the Google part, this is called domain name. So usually when we say, what's the domain name? We actually means this part. And the last part of a web address, this URL, is this called top level domain. The top level domain usually means just what category your website belongs to. For example, the .com means it's a company, okay? Usually it's a business. And .net is more specific for those network service company, okay? They use .net, but it's not really strictly defined. So sometimes the .com apparently is for business, for more generic, and .net is more for those network companies. And .org means nonprofit organizations. .org and .gov. This means the government. All right. So this is the first kind of categories. They also can categorize a domain by the country. For example, there's a domain called .us, which represents this website is coming from the United States, and .cn means China, and also like a .jp means Japan. Okay, so there's so this part is called the top level domain, right? So top level domain, and then the main domain name, and then the subdomain. The first part is just called a protocol, okay? So any questions so far? All right, let's continue. So now we have a web address, right? But this web address, as you can see here, is mainly for human to understand this website. So we know the company name, we know what kind of company it is. It's a business or it's a government, it's a nonprofit, and we also know what's the subdomain or what's the protocol. But this is not, it's very hard to understand, to be understood by computer, because computer basically they don't understand the natural language very well. They want to understand is just numbers. So for the computer, so we come to another kind of address, so which is called IP address. So IP means Internet Protocol, okay? So the IP address, there's two versions, but usually what we've seen is something like this. It's just composed of four numbers. Each number, the range is only from 0 to 255. So for example, this is the web address, so 172.217.7.206. Okay, so this is an IP address. This is what the computer can understand. Okay, so as you can see here, so the possibilities of all the websites based on this IP address version 4, you can only have 4.3 billion address. So you think 4.3 billion is big? It's actually not. In nowadays, we are actually almost using up all the IPv4 address. That's why people develop a newer IP address which has more data on it. So this, instead of 4 numbers, now we have 8 numbers for the address. Okay, but you don't have to understand detail. You just understand for computer, they prefer a number, so IP address, to represent a website. But for human being, we prefer using those URL. Okay, then there will be something you can easily understand to translate from the URL to a number, IP address. So this is how this DNS, you probably have heard this DNS server. DNS means domain name service, okay? So whenever we, in the browser, we type in some kind of domain name, which is easy for human being to remember. And then this name will be sent to a DNS server, which just likes a dictionary. So from the dictionary, each domain name will be mapped to a only unique single IP address, which is a number. And this number uniquely represents the website we want. So any question? Okay.
Okay, so I have received Mandy's video. Should we share it?
Oh, okay. Okay. Let's just let me get started. Okay, it's here. I don't think I can play it. Something's not right.
I can.
Okay, let me stop sharing.
All right, it's gonna look like this. And you just right click and oopsies. Just right click and click on extract here. All right.
Yeah.
And what will happen is that you should end up with a separate folder from the zip file. And inside the folder should have a bunch of pictures, right? Along with this PDF.
Yeah, make sure you can see those pictures, okay? And normally this file you downloaded by default will be in your computer's download directory, and you can find it there and right click and say click extract here. It will just extract everything. All right, don't just use the file itself because it's a zip file. You have to use this to decompress it, okay? And for the website, it's just about a Rubik's Cube. And on the top, you can see the home, about, Cube's word, how to solve it, blocks, and contacts. So those are the manual we are going to create for each of them. So by doing that, we can learn a lot of web design skills. But the first thing is we need to go to the Weebly website to register an account. So everyone, if you finish download your zip file, please send a message in the chat window. So when everyone get downloaded the file, then we'll move on to create our account. So Barry, can you send that Weebly link in the chat window? Weebly.com.
All right, just click on that link once you're done with
Yes,
everything.
it is free. It is free.
It is free, although there is a premium version, but you can do a lot without it, I believe. So the way Weebly works is it's sort of like a theme. I'll just say it's a theme-based web design thingy. All right. Basically, they provide you with a theme and stuff, and then you can change it from there. It's very structured, I would say. A lot of people prefer Wix over it because Wix can provide you with more freedom, but I think the structure of Weebly makes it really easy to use. You'll see what I mean later. Okay, so what you're gonna do is go to this Weebly page, all right? And then you're going to go to the top right corner and click on Start Now, all right? It should lead you to this page right here. Just fill out the stuff, okay? Agree and continue. And just go through the creation process.
Yeah, do not choose the business options.
Yeah, so like if it ever comes and gives you a prompt that says like, do you want to sell things or something like that? Don't click on the sell things stuff because I believe that is a premium function and it's going to ask you to pay money. And we don't want that. Okay, just say something in the chat when you're done with the extracting the zip file, and then say something else when you're done with creating an account.
Can I share my screen, Barry?
Okay, when you see this prompt, all right, click on I want a personal website because the business one requires a premium or Square Online. Okay, we just want to use Weebly.
Yeah, so after you input your email address and password, make sure you remember your password and then click continue. You get to this page, and in this page, make sure you select I want a personal website. Okay. Okay, then it will guide you through select a theme. Select a theme. In this one, I want you to choose the one at the very bottom. There's a creative ambitious. Creative ambitious. Okay, please let me know, send a message in the chat window when you done on this to select the creative ambitious. If you have any questions, okay, please make sure you ask in the chat window. Any questions? Which one do we? Yes, we pick the very bottom one, creative ambitious. This is a purple one at the very bottom from the business part. Very bottom, the creative ambitious. So Mandy, I assume you already done that. Brian, how about Brian? Okay, good. And Alice? And Viva? Okay, great. All right, so now let's click on the create ambitious. It will show you the preview of the theme. So at the top, you will see theme preview, okay? Now we can just start by click start editing on the top right. Start editing. This will lead you to the Weebly website. Okay, so now I will stop sharing and let Larry continue.
Okay, so when you press edit the template, whatever it is called, you'll be prompted with the domain name. Okay, this is going to be the name of your website. All right. We are making a Rubik's Cube one, but I guess as an example, you can just put whatever you want. Let's say like Larry Tech.
Do a search.
Search LarryTech.org.
No, you have to
Larry
choose the very bottom.
Oh shoot, I have to do the subdomain though, because this
Yeah,
one
okay,
is
please do
paid.
not.
This one's paid, so you don't want this, even though it looks cool.
Yeah, so for here, I need to mention that this subdomain has to be unique. So if someone already took it, for example, if Larry already select Larry Tech, you cannot just choose Larry Tech again, because we cannot have two websites has the same name. Then, I mean, people won't know which website they're going to visit. Okay, so now make sure you give a name that you know that wouldn't be the same as anyone, not just our class, like anyone of the Weebly users. Okay.
Okay, so we are going to go with larrytech.weebly.com. What a nice name. Choose. Awesome, we have set up our subdomain. And now you can just click done. Reconnect your apps, and I'll do that later. Blah, blah, blah. reload editor.
Any questions so far?
All right, so this is your editing page, all right? This is where you'll make your changes to your website as well as publish it.
So let us know your status, okay? We want to make sure everyone follows.
Okay, so has everyone reached this page right here with the editing bar? I don't know, let's call it Brian Tech. That's my dad's suggestion. Yeah, naming is always kind of hard. Like, whenever, for example, you start a video game and you try to get like a username, it always says that whatever you think of is taken. And like, it gets kind of annoying.
I think the easiest we just use a phone number, like your
What?
number or your parents' number. That would be definitely unique.
I use the same name, same. But like whenever I try to use something other than that name, it's always taken. Okay, so just put something into the chat like done, or I see the Illuminati guy in the chat when you get to this window. Oh shoot, the cat is sabotaging your PC.
So Mandy, what's your website name? So everyone, please, after you finish, please post your website name here. The website, the subdomain name you mentioned. Okay, we want to know your name, your website name. Hello, everyone. Just type something in the chat window. So Brian, what name you're using? Shall we continue?
All right, I'm just gonna continue. Mine's Aviva STEM Combo. Why does everything have STEM Combo? I know it's the name of the course, but like, you don't have to put that in everything. Okay, whatever. Brian, that's okay. That's an interesting name. Okay, so what we're gonna do right now is we are going to change this image right here and turn it into, wait, let me pull it up. Okay, so we're gonna take this image and turn it into a Rubik's Cube. Okay, now how do we do that? Well, it's easy. You just click on the image. Okay, click on Edit Background. All right, and then Replace. And then you go upload a photo from your computer. And then you find the file, which is this one, background.jpg. Open, and boom. Now it's a Rubik's Cube. And make sure to go up here and press save. Okay, easy. Any questions? Okay, say something like done when you're done. Okay, Aviva's done. How do you extract the zip? Okay, so let me pull it up right here. Okay, you just right click on it and click on extract here, or it's called extract all. And what that should do is that it should make you end up with to a folder and the zip file. In the folder, you should find a bunch of pictures. All right, so moving on, we are now going to change the text here. Okay, so originally it was creative ambitions. We are going to change it to welcome to the world of cubes. In this possibilities one solution. All right. So you simply just click on the text. All right. And from there you can edit it freely. So welcome to the world of cubes. I should have to capitalize that. Okay. Uh, endless possibilities. One solution.
Yeah. If your typing is slow, you don't have to type everything. Just type something there, okay? So to save some time.
Okay. Oh, sure, I need a comment too. All right, there you go. So say something like done when you're done. All right, I don't want to leave anyone behind. Okay. Did you guys make the background? I don't think we made this. We just went across the internet and like found random things, I believe. Okay, so once you do that, you'll notice that the text on this is a different size than the text on this, and also a different color. Well, how do we do that? Well, if you used Google Docs before, you probably know how to do that. Okay, basically you just like highlight it, click on the plus to make it bigger, and you can click here to change color. The first one is a yellow. The second one is a green. And the third one is a purple. Whoops. Third one is a purple. That's a bit too light. There we go. Okay. Let's make the one solution bigger. There we go. Looks about right. Okay, and once you do that, you'll notice that this one has text on the right side. The reason it does that is because the text is right aligned. So we are simply going to change this part to right align. All right, it's the alignment area right here. Change it to the right side one. And now our thing is basically the same, I think. It is, isn't it? Yeah, I think so. Okay, say something like, I'm done when you're done. Okay, Elizabeth is done. Aviva is done. How about you, Brian, Vandy, and oh wait, I don't think Steven's here, is he? Yeah, he isn't. Okay, you guys are done. So next we are going to change these parts to this parts, okay? Instead of my site, I'm going to change it to Rubik's Cube Fun Club, right? So there are many ways you can do this. One way you can do is simply click on it, okay, and you can just change it from there. So Rubik's Cube Fun Club, like that. Or you can go to pages. Oh, never mind. This part isn't like that. But if you're going to change this area, you can just like go to pages and change it from there. Yeah, okay, so this part can be done in the settings. Okay, you can change the site title to Rubik's Cube Fun Club there. And you can like adjust whether or not you want the title to be shown. So like if I deselect it, you won't be able to see the title. But if I select it, now you can. All right. You can make the title whatever you want, but as an example, we're just making it a fun club. Any questions? All right, seeing that there are none, we shall continue. So now we are going to publish our website. Okay. So simply click onto this top right corner, click on the publish, and it'll publish. All right. And now you can copy this link, and then people who go to the link can see it. All right. And boom, this is my website that I just made. Okay. We have a lot more ahead of us to change. But basically, whatever you change, where is it? Here will not be implemented until you publish it. Okay. So like, let's say, for example, we delete this text. All right. It doesn't change here, but if you publish it, now when you reload, you'll see that it has been changed. Okay. So whatever you change here won't be applied until you publish it. Oh shoot, do I have to type it again?
It doesn't have a Control Z something.
All right. Boom. And boom.
All right.
Okay. But where'd it go? Frick. Okay, whatever. Just pretend it's still there. Okay. All right. So has everyone published the website? Can you just say like done or something? Okay, there we go. So Mandy's done. I mean, this is pretty easy, so I'm going to assume that most of you have like done it already, maybe.
We only have 3 minutes.
Oh shoot, we have 3 minutes left.
So we can just talk a next session for the title block and text block. That's it.
Title block and text block.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so these are your title blocks and text blocks. So this is like your tools menu, okay? The way you can put these tools in is you simply drag them into your website, okay? And let's say we want to add a title area here. we just drag a title in. And now we have a title, okay? And then after that, we can also add in a text underneath it, okay? It is pretty easy to use, and you can also make this bigger to fit like this. You can it's basically like a mini Google Doc, right? And there's many more things you can add in, but we'll go over that next class. Just remember that this right here on your build tab is where you find all your tools and, well, where you build your website. Okay, there's also this pages tab, which is where you organize all your pages. If you change the order here, you also change the order up here. All right. You can also rename it, you can hide it, and you can make smaller tabs, whatever. You can also add new pages like this. Okay, there's multiple different kinds of pages you can add. Okay, we'll go over that in a different class too. And you can also change your theme if you don't like this one afterward. Okay, but we're just gonna stick to the Creative Ambitions one for now.
Okay, I think, yeah, that's probably we don't have enough time to talk, so we have to continue our class next week. And also, for those who haven't submitted your video homework or share your video homework, okay, next time, yeah, you're going to have to show us, okay? Yeah, any questions? All right, so this is our last part of our whole STEM combo class, okay? So we only have another 3 weeks until this whole class will be finished. So if you have any questions, let us know, okay? All right, yeah, so next week we'll have a class as usual, and then the week after next week will be the Thanksgiving, so we won't have any class. Okay, all right, I think that's it. Okay, good night, everyone. See you next week.
Bye, see ya.